Russian President Vladimir Putin pushing forward with nuclear tests a week after President Trump suggested that the United States would conduct our own. But Trump says there's another path.
We're the #1 nuclear power, which I hate to admit because it's so horrible. It's such a horrible situation if it ever has to be used. Russia's second, China's a distant third, but they'll catch us within 4 or 5 years. They want to catch us, and they'll be able to catch us, and we're maybe working on a plan to denuclearize the three of us, so we'll see if that works.
Here to react is Fox News senior correspondent Benjamin Hall. Round of applause for Benjamin, guys. In person, you're going to be presenting tonight.
Yes, sir.
So the president rocked the world when he said we're going to start nuclear testing first time since the early 90s. And now he's saying the goal would be to denuclearize.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the back and forth between Russia and the US on this. I mean, President Putin was clearly responding to what President Trump said. But there are some caveats under that. It would take Russia months, if not years, to prepare for a proper nuclear test. And the Energy Secretary, Chris Wright, told Fox on Sunday that, in fact, the US were not going to test the explosives. They were going to test the system around them. So perhaps, in one sense, this is a bit of back and forth bluster. But there are underlying issues when it comes to the nuclear facilities around the world. You know, Russia tested its new nuclear missile a month ago. It tested its nuclear-powered torpedo a month ago. The US tested one last week. You see China building up its nuclear facilities. Massively, increasing its number of weapons. And the START treaty, which limits how many nukes both the US and Russia can have, expires next February. Now, there are a lot of things underlying here that suggest that we're seeing more action on the nuclear level. And Russia has been using this against the US for some years since Ukraine started, effectively telling President Biden, if you give weapons to Ukraine, we might use a nuke.
You've been bluffing the whole time.
They have been bluffing, but you know, one thing is to say it's bluffing, it's two sides just talking back and forth, but there are some really underlying issues here, and I think that we have to be careful to say it's just back and forth. You never know with someone like Putin, when Russia is under threat right now, the new sanctions from President Trump, you don't know what a country like Russia might actually
Imagine
do.
we gave him tomahawks.
Well, then you think that the war might be over sooner, but you don't know what Russia would do on the back foot. So it works two ways.
Benjamin, we're on the stage. We're out here at the Tillis Center because the Patriot Awards are tonight, and you're presenting for the first time ever the Honor Award. It's named after your daughter. Your oldest daughter's name is Honor. Tell us about that.
I'm so pleased that Fox has started this award. And look, as a backstory, when I was injured in Ukraine, I was in this car and the second shell landed and I blacked out and I had shrapnel in my face and I was almost gone. And I saw my daughter Honor. She was 6 years old and she was in front of me. And into the blackness, there she was, Honor. And she said, Daddy, Daddy, you've got to get out of the car. You've got to get out of the car. And she brought me back, and I fought back, and I opened my eyes, and I felt the flames, and I grabbed for the door of the car, and I took one step out, and the third one hit the car itself. And my daughter Honor saved me that day. And, you know, God sends you what you need to see when you're in the worst scenarios, and he sent me my daughter Honor. And I have 3 other daughters as well, who are all there with her, I know it. But this award tonight we're giving to an incredible, I don't know if we can say who we're giving it to yet.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yeah.
A remarkable, remarkable winner who has done incredible things. And it's just a privilege that I get to do it in the name of my daughter who saved my life.
Our audience is always asking, because you don't look, as I always say, what you've been through. And so, how are you doing? No more surgeries. You look good, man.
I've never been better. I'm a firm believer that you go through difficult moments and you come out stronger the other side. No, and that's thanks to so many people who watch Fox, you know, when people surround you and they say, you can get through this, we're by your side, you can do it. And look, I'm on the other side now, and I think it's my duty to help people who are going through difficult moments of their own. And so you pass on what you were given, and I was given support by Fox, by the viewers, by everyone else, and now I pass that on to everyone else who's going through tricky
And then you had the courage to go back to Ukraine and do an interview with President Zelensky. That took a lot.
Well, totally, but you know what? They tried to silence journalists that day. They said, you know, we're attacking journalists, we want their voice silenced, and I want to go back to say, we're not silenced. You try to attack us, we will keep reporting, we will keep bringing you the news. That's the most important.
And I know, as all sisters do, Honor says to her other sisters, I saved Daddy's life. Really cute. Thank you so much for being here. God's pretty powerful, very powerful, amazing.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.